Hello my friends, Melissa Wick here. Today's class is a full yoga practice. We're going to be opening up the heart, we'll be warming up with some core exercises, we'll be strengthening, toning, we'll be flowing, making that mind-body connection with our breath, and then we'll take it down, some deep stretches, and coming into a nice deep Shavasana. So as always, pause the video when you need, take rests, honor your body, and let's get started. So we are going to begin on our backs. You have the choice to start in Shavasana, or you can find a blanket or a towel and you can roll it up as thick or as thin as you would like. I'm going to make mine a little bit, maybe, I guess, in between. And so the thicker the roll is, the more intense the heart opening is going to be. So if you have a sensitive back, then I would suggest to roll it a lot more thin. And you're going to place it towards the back of your mat, enough space where you can still put your shoulder blades down and your head and neck to be comfortable. So if you need support for your head, maybe bring a little pillow to the back of your mat. Or if you have two blocks, you can use two blocks and come into a supported fish pose with the two blocks and then lying your upper torso on the blocks. So I'm gonna go ahead and get myself ready with the blanket here. Your sit bones in either pose that you're in will stay connected to the mat. If you don't have either of these things, you can just begin on your back, just flat on your mat. So I'm gonna roll myself down and then allow my shoulder blades to be connected to the mat. Now a little gentle wiggle to find that sweet spot, making sure the back of my neck is lengthened. My arms can be out into a T shape with my palms flipped up. My knees can be bent with my feet wide, knees falling in to touch, so there's no effort to hold the legs. Or you can bring the soles of your feet to touch with your knees open and come into this super opening shape. Or you can just extend your legs out long. So any which way that is calling to you right now, give yourself the time here to get into that. And then close your eyes, and we'll take 3 collective breaths to arrive. So breathe in through your nose, exhale through your mouth. Breathe in through the nose, exhale it out. Last one, breathe it in, let it go. Gently close the lips, return to your natural breath. Relax the muscles on your face, relax your jaw, the skin across your forehead. Even relax your ears. And arrive. Take a moment to look around on the inside, noticing how you feel without judging. Inviting in a peaceful infusion of your breath to your body. And feeling this gentle opening in your heart space. And noticing the parts of your body that are grounded and connected to your mat and to the earth. And giving yourself permission here to drop in and to let go of anything that's not serving you. Whether it is specific thoughts or worries, or maybe any tension you're holding or gripping in your body. Just let it all go. And take about 5 more smooth breaths here on your own. If you'd like to set an intention for your practice, here's your opportunity. It doesn't need to be grand, just allow it to be sincere. Maybe it is to stay present with your breath and to honor your body exactly where it is today and to take rests when you need. And from here, wherever you are, we're going to slowly come off of our props if we're on them. You can either roll off to one side or just sit yourself upright. Removing your blocks or blanket or towel off, and then slide right back down on the mat with your knees in towards your chest. Lengthen the back of your neck, relax the shoulders. You can be still here, or maybe you want to gently rock from side to side. And then here, we'll just keep the right knee in. You're going to extend the left leg long on the mat. You're going to flex both feet as if you're standing on the left foot. And then inhale, we create space. Exhale, we'll draw the right knee in towards the chest. Keep the hip bones grounded and level. And keep that momentum. Inhale, create space, get long. Exhale, hug that right knee in. One more like that. Inhale. Exhale, draw it in. Now from here, release that knee a little bit and then take your left hand to the outside of the right thigh. You're going to cross your right knee over the body towards the left. You're going to roll onto your left hip. Extend your right arm out, palm face up. And make this twist gentle as we are still warming up. Inhale your way back to center, and then we're gonna switch. So left knee's gonna come in, extend your right leg, ground that right heel onto the mat, flex both feet, relax the shoulders. Inhale, create space. Exhale, hug the left knee in. Inhale. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale. Exhale. And then ease off on that left leg. Take your right hand to the outside of the left thigh. Cross your left leg over to the right. Roll onto your right hip. Left arm will extend. Feel that opening in your chest. Gentle twist in the spine. And then release back to center. Both knees are going to draw in. Take each hand on each leg and draw your knees to the sides towards your rib cages and underarms. Just feel this gentle stretch in your hips and your inner groin. Release, knees back together. Now, one of the fastest ways to warm up is to do some core. So we want to have a strong core. We're going to extend the legs up towards the ceiling. You can take your hands palms face down on the mat, or maybe if you have a bit of a sensitive low back, you can lift the hips up slightly and then just take your hands underneath. From here, we're going to point the toes. You're going to draw your belly button in towards the back of the spine. So you're going to feel an imprint. So you're not arching the back. Really keep it plugged into the mat. From here, let's take a breath in. We're going to move in increments. Breathe in. Exhale, lower the legs just a little bit. Toes are pointed. Inhale. Exhale, about halfway. Inhale, pause. Exhale, let the legs hover. Flex the feet. Inhale, lift the legs all the way up. Point the toes. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, lower the legs, pause. Inhale. Exhale, lower the legs, pause. Inhale. Exhale, let the legs hover. Flex the feet. Inhale, lift the legs all the way up. Keep the belly button drawing back. Point the toes. Inhale. Exhale, lower the legs, pause. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, lower the legs, pause. Inhale. Exhale, lower the legs, hover. Flex the feet. Inhale, lift the legs all the way up. 2 more times. Point the toes. Inhale. Exhale, lower the legs, pause. Inhale. Exhale, lower the legs, pause. Inhale. Exhale, legs hover. Flex the feet. Inhale, lift all the way up. Last one. Point the toes. Breathe in. Exhale, lower the legs, pause. Inhale. Exhale, lower the legs, pause. Inhale. Exhale, lower the legs. Flex the feet. Inhale, lift the legs all the way up. And then release. Extend your legs out long. Extend your arms out long. Give yourself a nice big stretch. Good job. And then we'll draw our knees in towards the chest. Take your hands underneath the kneecaps and then start to rock yourself up and down a couple times on the mat. And then cross at your ankles. Take your hands forward and then shimmy your way back down. We're going to find ourselves in tabletop. Wrists underneath the shoulders, hands shoulder width distance apart, knees hip width distance, hips in line with the knees. If you have sensitive wrists, just make fists with your hands. We're going to inhale, tilt the pelvis, gaze lifts, shoulders out of the ears. Exhale, we round, curl the tailbone, nose towards your belly button. Inhale, lift, warming up the spine. Exhale, round. Inhale, lift. Exhale, round. Last one, breathe in. Exhale, round. Inhale, come to neutral. Keep your hips exactly where they are. Walk your hands forward for that puppy stretch, heart melting pose. Forehead and heart melt towards the ground. Doesn't matter if they touch. Take 3 nice big breaths here. Inhale your way back with your hands under your shoulders. You're going to tuck the toes underneath and then prepare yourself for this first down dog of the practice. Now you can pedal out your feet here. Your feet are hip width distance apart. So here you want to be pushing through the palms. Weight is even in the hands, especially the thumb and pointer finger. You want to keep the shoulders gliding down the back. You're going to bend your knees a lot to begin and push through the palms so you're reaching your sit bones up and back. So you find more length in the spine rather than the hamstrings. Good. So keep the upper back nice and engaged while keeping the chest open. Relax the head. I like to imagine my pubic bone reaching through my sit bones. Now, once you've discovered this length in your spine, then maybe you start to lengthen out the legs. Doesn't matter if your heels touch. Find your breath. Inhale, come onto the balls of the feet, roll yourself forward to plank. And then exhale, you can bend the knees or just come down towards your belly. Elbows stay hugged in, palms even, weight in the palms. Point your toes, baby cobra as we inhale. Pause here. Keep the tops of your feet pressing into the mat. Even the pinky sides of the toes are grounding down. Pubic bone is down. You want to imagine your heels of your hands drawing back and your heart reaching forward and up. Shoulders down, elbows in. And then exhale, lower. One more time, cobra. Inhale. Push into the palms nice and gently. Exhale, lower. Tuck your toes underneath. On your inhale, you're gonna push yourself through table or plank, and then exhale back, downward dog. You can always exhale out of your mouth when you feel like you need a cleansing breath to let it go. Now come onto the balls of your feet, bend the knees, empty out your breath, and then just take as many steps as you need to come to the top of your mat, feet hip width distance. Inhale, hands to your shin, flat back. So you're using the traction of your fingertips on your shins, glide the shoulders down the back and reach your heart forward. Exhale, fold one more time like that. Inhale, fingertips to shins, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Now inhale, rise. Arms are going to lift all the way up with you. Exhale, hands come through to heart center, feeling the support of your legs beneath you, feet rooted and grounded. Slight tone in your belly, shoulders out of the ears. Weight even in the feet. Your mountain pose. Inhale, arms lift up. As you exhale, slight bend in the knees and fold over the hips. Inhale, halfway lift, hands to shin, flat back. Exhale, fold, plant your palms, and then just step back to a high plank. As you exhale, you're gonna shift your weight forward. You can bend the knees here if you'd like. Elbows stay hugged in, come down to your belly, point your toes, elbows stay hugged in. Inhale, Cobra. Pubic bone draws down. Exhale, lower. Tuck your toes under. Inhale, lift through tabletop or plank. Exhale, back, down dog. Finding your breath. Come back to your intention you may have set. Inhale, your right leg's gonna lift. Keep your hips level here. So your toes are flexed. Keep pushing through your hands. So you're still finding that length in your down dog. Now we're going to stack open the hip, bend that top leg, shoulders stay squared to the top of the mat. We might want to start to open up in the shoulders, keep them level. Now we're going to find some hip circles here. So moving in one direction, explore your range of motion. Circles 3 times in one direction. And then reverse the direction. Your left elbow might want to start to bend, try to keep it lengthened. And then come back to your 3-legged dog, square off the hips, breathe in. Exhale, step your right foot through in between the hands, assisted if you need. Take your left knee down to the mat. And then just take your hands on to the tops of your thighs. Now imagine you're on these railroad tracks with your legs. Right heel's drawing back, left knee forward. Glide the shoulders down and away. Inhale, your arms lift up. Exhale, we're gonna eagle arms here. So left hand's gonna come underneath the right, left underneath the right. Now you can just grab on to the tops of your shoulders. Maybe you bring the backs of the hands to touch, or you wrap in a full bind here with your palms touching. You want to lift the elbows here if you're in your bind. Palms draw from the face. Maybe you start to lift from the upper body here and feel this opening in the back body here. Back of the heart. And then release the arms. You're gonna now interlace the hands behind the back. You can use a towel here if you have clammy hands. And then start to open up the chest, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Now, if there's any tension or pain in your low back, you can just ease right off, take your hands back on your thigh or lift the arms up towards the ceiling. If you're interlaced, you're welcome to start to lift from the upper body. Maybe you glide the hands down the back of the left leg. Whatever's comfortable for your neck here. You want to lift out of the hips. Exhale, slowly release. Lift the arms up, inhale. Tuck your toes back, toes under if they aren't already. Power up the back leg. Adjust as you need. Your right foot is planted firmly into the mat. We're gonna flow here 3 times with our arms coming back to airplane. So inhale in to prepare. We're gonna exhale, hands are gonna flow back and you're gonna touch the left knee to your mat, just a little kiss. Torso comes forward. Inhale, lengthen the leg, arms lift. Really ground down through your right heel. Prepare, inhale. Exhale, arms come through, left knee kisses. Squeeze the triceps. Inhale, lengthen, power up. Exhale, hands come through, left knee kisses. My right glute is on fire. Inhale, lift. Last one, exhale, arms come through, left knee kisses. Inhale, power up. And then exhale, left hand comes down underneath the left shoulder, right arm reaches up for a twist. Keep that shoulder out of the ear, open up your wingspan. And then exhale, right hand plants down, step your right foot back to a high plank. Inhale to prepare, shift your weight forward. Exhale, hug the elbows in, push through your palms evenly, come down to your belly, point your toes. Take your fingertips off the mat to the side, elbows reach towards the ceiling. Remember, tops of the feet press down. Inhale, start to lift with your upper back, head is last to come up. Exhale, belly, chest, chin, come down. You don't have to come up as high as me. Inhale, upper back lifts, tops of the feet press into the mat, pubic bone down. Exhale, lower. Last one. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower. Take your palms right by your chest, tuck your toes underneath. Inhale, push yourself through plank or table. Exhale, back, down dog. Take these next 5 breaths, either in down dog or child's pose, toes touch, knees wide. If you're in child's pose, let's come back to down dog. Other side, new perspective. Inhale, left leg's gonna rise, 3-legged dog. Keep the toes facing down. Shoulders are staying squared here. Open up the hips, bend that top leg. Find your 3 hip circles in one direction. Stay connected and close to your breath. Your right arm's gonna wanna bend this time. Try to keep it lengthened, keep pushing your palms into the ground. Reverse your direction and keep your your sit bones reaching up and back as you circle your leg. And then square off the hips. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, step your left foot through between the hands. Right knee comes down. Take your hands on to the top of the left thigh. Left heel now draws back, right knee forward. Glide the shoulders down the back. Inhale, arms are gonna lift up. Prepare for eagle arms. Exhale, now right arm underneath the left. Either touching opposite shoulders, backs of the hands touch, or full wrap, palms touch. Start to draw the elbows a little higher, hands away from the face. Glide the shoulders down the back. Breathe space into your whole upper body. So even behind the shoulder blades. Maybe you lift with the elbows so the upper back is lifting. And then exhale, slowly release. Interlace your hands behind the back, this time in the non-habitual way, the awkward way. And then start to open up the chest, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Maybe you stay here, or maybe you can start to glide the hands down the back of the leg. Open up that heart. Keep lifting out of the hips so we're not dumping into our lower back. With care, slowly release, lift the arms up. Tuck your right toes underneath, power up that back leg. Ground down through that left foot, especially the left heel. Turn on that left glute. We're gonna build some strength here and movement. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, hands come through, torso comes forward. Kiss that right knee to the ground. Inhale, power up, lengthen. Exhale, hands come through, right knee kisses the ground. Inhale, arms lift. Exhale, kiss the floor. Inhale, lift. And then exhale, right hand comes down to the mat. Flip your left palm out for a lunge twist. Open up your wingspan. Take the shoulders out of the ears. And now exhale, release that left hand down. Step your left foot back to high plank. Breathe in to prepare, shift your weight forward. As you exhale, lower either halfway or to your belly to Cobra or Chaturanga. You can roll on to the tops of your feet if you'd like here. Legs are engaged, heart reaches forward and up. Exhale back, down dog. Take 5 breaths for some self-care, whatever you need. You can stay in down dog or come into child's pose. Come back to downward dog if you're in child. Now from here, we're going to just place the left knee down, keep your left toes tucked underneath, and extend your right leg out to the side. So your toes are facing forward, and you're gonna sit your sit bones back towards your heel, walk your hands forward, melt your forehead and heart. So you're gonna feel a stretch in your left toe, at the same time a nice stretch in the inside of the right leg, that inner line, and also maybe even your shoulders here. Just keep the shoulders gliding down the back. And then from here, walk your hands close to your body, close to your leg. Lift your hips forward, lift your torso so your hips in line with your left knee. We're gonna take our left hand down to the ground or to a block if you need, and start to reach that right arm up and over for a nice side stretch here. So you're finding a line from the outer edge of your right foot all the way through to your right fingertips. Your right foot is planted. Keep your chest open so your right shoulder is not collapsing down. Now use your core with control to lift you all the way back up. Take your right hand to your right thigh, just not on your knee. Left arm's gonna reach side stretch to the right. Once again, the left shoulder's gonna wanna collapse in. Try to keep it nice and open. Maybe you even peek underneath your left underarm. Inhale your way back to center. We're gonna take our hands back down to prepare for down dog. So lift and lengthen the left leg. You're gonna sweep your right foot through all the way up to three-legged dog. And on the exhale, you're gonna take your right foot to the outside of the right hand. All right, so here, We're gonna find lizard pose. You're gonna keep your ankle in line with your right knee, and your right knee is gonna stay hugging close to your right shoulder. Maybe this is where you stay right now. You have the option to bring your left knee down. Now you can stay here or come onto your forearms, or you can take 2 blocks and bring your forearms to blocks. Beautiful. So even though we're in a static pose, it's still dynamic. So what I mean is that right heel is still reaching back and the left knee is still reaching forward. So the legs are working and we're keeping a long spine. So you can keep your head in line with the spine, or if you'd like, you can release the neck. Your choice here. Let's keep that right knee hugging towards that right shoulder. Two more cycles of breath here. Release. We're going to take our left hand down to the mat. You're going to come onto the right edge of your right foot. Your knee now can open up to the right. Take your right hand and gently press that right thigh away. You can release your left knee down if you'd like, or keep it powered up, and then start to glide that right shoulder down the back, open up the chest. From here, you can bend that left knee, start to reach your right hand towards the left foot, outer edge of the left foot. Without slingshotting the left foot, gently release that down. Take your hands back down to the mat, heel toe your right foot towards the center. Power up that back leg. And then release your left heel down, open up your left toes. We're gonna prepare for warrior 2. Cartwheel the arms open. You wanna keep a bend in the right knee. Left leg is lengthened, outer edge of the left foot is grounded. Arms extend, look beyond your right fingers. You want to be able to see your right big toe, so make sure your right knee's not collapsing inwards. You're engaging that right glute. Feet are firmly planted into the mat. Tailbone is rooted at the same time we're reaching through the top of the head. Extended side angle. So right forearm to your right thigh. Left arm's going to reach up towards the ceiling. Or you can flip your palm and reach your left hand towards the top of your mat. Keep that shoulder out of the ear. Notice if you're just hanging out your weight on your right arm, try to find a lift so there's still a tone in your belly. From here, we're going to transition into half moon. So take your left hand to your left hip, look down. Take your right hand down, heel toe your left foot in about halfway in. Right hand could come in front of your right foot onto the fingertips. Maybe you even use a block for your right hand. Bring your weight into your right leg. Start to lift and lengthen both legs. Lift the left leg, don't lift the right leg. Left foot is flexed. So your left toes are facing towards the left side of the room. So the inside of your left foot is facing parallel to the ground. Now start to open and stack the hips. If you feel your balance is good today, every day is different, you can start to float your left hand up towards the ceiling. Maybe you even lift your gaze. If you're feeling strong and stable today here, you're welcome to bend this top left leg. Draw your heel to your glute and maybe you reach your left hand to your foot and start to kick the foot into the hand and open up through the chest.
If you have the top of your foot, gently release that back to half moon. Now we're all gonna bend that right knee, gently place the left leg back to warrior two, and then reverse your warrior. So left hand to the top of the left thigh, right arm's gonna reach up and back. So this is more of a lengthening side stretch shape here. Exhale, come back to warrior two. We're going to spiral the back toes to meet the front of the mat. Come onto the ball of the foot. Left hand's gonna scoop down, lift the arms for high lunge. Now, a transition to full eagle pose. So we're going to bring the weight to the right foot and come forward. Your left leg is going to cross over the right, bend both knees. And then we're going to swing the right arm underneath the left. You can have your left toes tapping the mat here. Maybe they hover off the mat, or maybe you come to a full wrap, full bind. Same thing with the arms. You could be touching the shoulders, backs of the hands touch, or both palms touch. Slowly unwind everything. Come to Tadasana. Stay with the sensations. Inhale, your arms are going to lift up. Exhale, fold over the hips. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your palms, step back to a high plank. Inhale, shift your weight slightly forward. Exhale, push into the palms, bend the elbows, come down either halfway and use that strength to lift into upward dog, or just come to Cobra. Heart reaches forward and up. Exhale, back, downward facing dog. 5 breaths here for self-care. Down dog, you can stay here, or child's pose. Toes touch, knees open. Come back to down dog. From here, take your right knee down to the mat. Extend your left leg out to the side, toes towards the front. Keep your right toes tucked. Sit bones back towards your heels. Walk your hands forward, glide the shoulders down the back. Inhale, lift your hips up, take your hands towards you, torso lifts, hip in line with your right knee. Take your right hand down to the side, left arm's gonna reach up and over. Keep the smiling of the collarbones, chest nice and open. Now reach through the outer edge of the left foot all the way through to your left fingertips. And then use your core with control, lift yourself up. Left hand to the top of the left thigh. Right arm's gonna reach up and over for a side stretch here. Open up through the chest. Inhale, back to center. Take your hands down. Right toes tuck. Power up that right leg. You're gonna sweep your left foot through center. Inhale, left leg rises. Now exhale, left foot to the outside of the left hand.
Now wiggle your right foot back if you need to. Prepare for lizard. So your left foot is flat, left knee's hugging into your left shoulder. Your right leg is powered up, or you can take your right knee down. You can stay here on your palms, start to reach your heart forward, or you come onto your forearms, or you use the blocks. Keeping it dynamic, left heel's drawing back, right knee's drawing forward, long spine. Take 3 more cycles of breath here. Release. You're going to take your right hand down to the mat, start to come onto the outer edge of the left foot. Take your left hand and gently draw that left thigh bone away. Glide the shoulders down, open up the chest. And then from here, you're going to bend that right heel towards the glute. Reach your left hand back to the outside of the right foot. Find a quad stretch. Without slingshotting, release that right foot down. Heel toe your left foot towards center. Power up that back leg. Right heel now is going to come down, right toes out. Inhale, cartwheel the arms open to warrior 2. Wide stance. Outer edge of the right foot is down. Left leg is bent. Open up that left knee. Use that left glute. Arms extend. Look beyond your left fingers. Try to keep your torso in line with your root so it's not reaching too forward. Use the arms. Engage the triceps. Everything is on. Try to keep a softness in your face and in your gaze. Extended side angle, left forearm to your left thigh, right arm reaches up towards the ceiling, or flip your right palm down, fingertips reach towards the top of the mat. Keep that shoulder nice and open and away from the ear. From here, we're going to take your right hand to your right hip. You're going to heel toe your right foot in about halfway. Take your left fingertips in front of the left foot. Weight into your left foot. And start to lift that right leg. Half moon. Left hand could be on a block. The right inner line of your foot is parallel to the ground. So that means your right knee is facing towards the right side of the room. Now your balance might be totally different on this side. If you like, extend your right hand. Maybe you bend that top leg. Maybe you reach for your right foot. Maybe you kick your foot into your hand and start to open up the chest. If you have your top foot, release with control. Extend your right leg back to half moon. Bend that left knee. Gently place that back leg down to warrior 2. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Right hand just places the top of the right thigh. Side stretch. Inhale your way back to warrior 2. Exhale, spiral onto your right ball of the foot, toes forward, drop your hand down, and inhale, reach high lunge. Now here's our transition to eagle pose on the other side. So you're going to bring your weight into your left foot, come forward, and then cross your right leg over the left. Bend both legs. And then this time your left arm's gonna come underneath the right arm. Now your toes could touch the ground, they can hover, or you come into your full wrap. Hands could touch either shoulder, backs of the hands touch, or full bind. Same thing in your full bind, elbows lift, hands away from the face. You can find more bend in the legs here. Maybe you sit your sit bones back. And then with control, slowly unwind to Tadasana. Really feel the sensations you've generated here. Inhale, arms lift up. Exhale, fold over the hips. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, plant your palms, step back, last flow here. High plank, breathe in to prepare, shift your weight forward. Exhale, hug the elbows in, either come down halfway or to your belly, up dog or cobra. Heart forward and up. Exhale, back, down dog. Now inhale, roll yourself to high plank. Exhale, down all the way to your belly. Take any ear down to the mat. Take your arms down by your side and just rest here. Bring your forehead towards the mat. Feet are hip width distance apart, pointing your toes. We're going to come into Locust Pose. So here you're going to flip your palms down towards the mat. Squeeze the shoulder blades together so your shoulders lift off the mat. Start to lift the head. Your pubic bone is drawing down towards the mat. So your tailbone is reaching towards your heels. You're going to feel the scooping down of your tailbone. Start to lift the palms, squeeze the shoulder blades together, shoulders glide down the back, point your toes so much, tops of the feet might lift, kneecaps, quads, triceps are on, head in line with the spine. So you're thinking length rather than height. One more cycle of breath. Exhale, release the right ear down to the mat. We're going to come into a chest stretch here. So left hand's going to come to the mat. Your left elbow's going to reach towards the ceiling. Right arm's going to come into a T. Your right palm is down. So your right arm is in line with your right shoulder. Make sure it's in line so it's not way up here or way down here. You're going to start to roll onto your right side body. You're going to relax the shoulder, relax the head. Now this might be enough for you here, or maybe you bend that top leg and place your left foot behind the right leg. You can keep your left hand onto the mat. Maybe you want to reach your left arm up towards the ceiling. And with care, slowly come back to your belly, other side. So right palm is onto the mat, bend your right arm, left hand extends out into a T, left palm down, right in line with your shoulder. Roll onto your left side body, left ear, left head is onto the mat. You can stay here, or you can bend that right knee, plant your right foot behind the left leg. Maybe your right arm floats to the ceiling. Notice any differences between each side. Breathe space into your left shoulder, into your chest.
And then as you exhale, slowly unwind back to your belly. We're going to keep our forehead on the mat. Your arms come down by your side. Feet hip width distance apart, pointing your toes. We're going to prepare for bow pose. So from here, we're going to lift the chest, the forehead, squeeze the triceps, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Bend your knees so your heels come towards your glutes. Start to reach for the tops of your feet. You have the option to grab your ankles instead and flex the feet if you prefer that. Once you come here, you're going to start to kick your feet into your hands. And notice if your knees want to wing way out to the side, keep them hip width distance apart. Try not to crank your neck way up, head in line with the spine. Squeeze the shoulder blades. Kick your feet into your hands. One more breath in. Exhale, release. Take your hands by your chest. Push yourself up and back to a closed-legged child's pose. So knees, shins, and ankles together. Sit back with your arms by your side. Melt your chest and forehead down. Relax your shoulders. Now take your hands down, roll yourself upright, and then take your hands forward into a tabletop position. We're going to come into cow face pose. So from here, your right leg is going to cross in front of the left. Right leg crosses in front of the left. You're going to walk your feet apart. Now it might be helpful to have a block or a pillow or a cushion behind your tush. So we're going to sit the sit bones back in between the space you created between your feet. Now, I'm going to face you. It doesn't matter here if your knees don't line up. Like if they start to open up like this, that's fine. Now here, you can take your hands and just hold on to your feet and ground this way. Maybe your hands just touch the ground, hands on thighs. Or if you'd like, you can take your right arm up, bend your right elbow, and take your left hand behind you, and maybe you grab onto your shirt, or you can hook your fingers together if you'd like, or use a strap to hold on to here. Just an option to bring the arms in. You don't have to do that. So here we can close our eyes and start to tune inwards here. Two more cycles of breath here. Open up your eyes. If you have a prop under you, you can just take that off to the side and then take your right leg and then just bring it around and behind you. So the top of your right thigh is now going to be close to the bottom of your left foot. Left hand comes down, and we're just coming into a stretch for the hip flexors. Reach your hip flexors forward, reach your right arm up, open up, no right or wrong here.
And then release. We're gonna take our hands forward, back to tabletop. We're gonna prepare for cow face pose on the other side. So now your left leg is gonna cross in front of the right. Open up the feet apart. Sit back on a block or maybe just to the ground or anything that you have here. Now you don't ever want to feel sharp pain. If you're feeling pain, you can ease off. Find a spot for your hands. This time if you're doing the same variation with your bind, you can lift the left arm up this time, bend the left elbow, take your right hand behind, grab your shirt, or maybe you hook the hands or use a strap. If you are in this bind with your arms, try to keep the spine nice and tall. And if you're hinging forward, keep the length in the spine so you're not collapsing in. Closing your eyes here. Use your breath to take you through each layer of tension you may be feeling. And notice if there's any gripping going on in your body, like holding on for dear life. And notice if you've transferred that gripping to somewhere else in your body. Take 2 more cycles of breath. And then removing your props off to the side, we're going to start to swing the left leg around and behind. The top of the left thigh is close to the bottom of your right foot. Right hand comes down. Inhale, big stretch. Hip flexors, reach forward, open up. And exhale, lower. Bring your legs forward. And just take your hands and wiggle out some of the flesh here so you can feel the connection of your sit bones to the ground. Legs are extended, flex the feet so the backs of the thighs are drawing towards the mat. You're gonna inhale, lift the arms up, find a tall spine. Exhale, start to hinge forward, or maybe this is where you stay. You wanna keep a tall spine. And then on your next exhale, we'll start to fold. You can soften here. Now each day this might look and feel different for you. Release the weight of your head. Try not to pull and yank yourself forward. Allow gravity to do the work for you here. So at the same time, we're letting our head get heavier and heavier so we can stretch the top of the back, the top of the spine here. Sometimes we carry a lot of tension there. So while folding, it's subtle. We inhale, we lengthen, and then we exhale, we release and get a little heavier. So stay with that rhythm. And then inhale, roll your torso up. We're going to bend the knees. Shimmy your way so you have enough space. Maybe you take a block with you as you come down onto your back. We're going to come into shoulder stand. If you have a spine or a neck injury, you can just take your legs up towards the ceiling and come into this restorative shape. If you have a block, you can lift your sit bones up, take your block behind
underneath your sacrum, that bony bone above your glutes, and lift your legs up here. This is delicious as well. Or shoulder stand. You're gonna lift your hips up, take your hands to your lower back. Just get used to being upside down here. Try not to look from left to right. When you get used to being upside down, bend your knees towards your forehead. Now you can walk your elbows in a little bit closer. Maybe you walk your hands down the back. Extend the legs back up towards the ceiling. Try to bring your weight more towards your elbows so your legs can come in line with the hips. Let your breath flow freely here. Now you can stay right here, or with control, you can start to draw the legs behind you, behind the head. Keep your lower back supported here. If your toes are not touching the ground behind you, hands stay on your low back. If they are touching, keep the legs lengthened. You're welcome to interlace the hands behind you and walk the shoulders in a little closer. Try to still breathe freely here. If you can't breathe or you can't talk, then you've gone too far. And then if your hands are interlaced, take your hands back to your low back, and we'll slowly come out of this shape. If you're in restorative waterfall, you can take the block away, and we'll all just meet in bridge pose. So feet hip width distance apart, heels close to your glutes. So if you were to take your fingertips, you can graze your heels. Feet are planted, and when you're ready, inhale, press your feet into the mat. Lift your hips up. You can have your palms face down. You can grab the outer edges of your mat, or you can interlace the hands behind and walk your shoulders in. Now, if you were in shoulder stand previously, you'll feel a different sensation now in the throat. So try not to let your knees wing out to the side. We have integrity through the legs. Press the back of your head into the mat. Release your hands and shoulders. Slowly, with control, roll yourself down. Now you can just windshield wiper your legs from side to side, nice and gently, nice and slowly. Now we'll come into a twist. So we'll draw our knees in towards the center together. Open up your arms into a T with your palms up. You can start to drop your knees over to the left. You're welcome to take your left hand, hold on to your right thigh, or come into any other variation of twist that you like. Try to melt that right shoulder down towards the mat. Inhale your way to center. Other side, knees over to the right. Let that left shoulder melt down towards the mat. Inhale back to center. Come into one last tight ball, giving yourself a hug. Draw your knees in. Use your biceps to feel this compression in your hips. And release to Shavasana. Extend your legs out long. Take your arms down. Palms face up. I like to get all my wiggles out before I find my final resting pose. I gently squeeze the shoulder blades together to keep the chest open. Back of the neck long. Breathe in through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Let it go. Close the lips. Let go of any efforts of your breath, because there is nothing left for you to do but receive the effects of your yoga practice. Your whole body is resting on the ground, feeling your muscles melt off of your bones. Allowing the energy within you to organize itself into coherence, balance, and harmony. And allow yourself to receive in this state of receivership.
Noticing what it feels like to be at home in the center of your own being. And know that you always, always have access to this. And slowly start to deepen your breath. Letting your breath gently stretch you from the inside out. Inviting in movement, wiggling your fingers, your toes, stirring your body into wakefulness, bringing your arms up overhead for a nice big stretch. Reach to opposite ends of the room. And draw your knees in towards your chest for a nice hug. Roll off to one side, any side you like. Use the bottom arm to rest your ear on your bicep. Closing your eyes here, notice how this fetal shape feels to you, tuning into the energy of gratitude for seeing this practice all the way through. Gratitude for our bodies, for allowing us to have this practice. And gratitude for our bodies, for its unconditional service to us, carrying us through life. Keeping your eyes closed, you can use your top hand to bring you up to a seated position. And we can meet with our palms touching in the center, the slight bow of the chin. Find your tall spine and enjoy these few breaths here with yourself, coming back to the intention you may have set for your practice and for you. Noticing how you feel after practice. And I invite you to take this feeling with you into your day, into your evening, into the following day, and spread it to all of those around you. And thank you so much for your trust. From my heart to yours, namaste.